about it because we pay into the system just as much as anyone else, and we need to be able to have confidence that the medical profession takes us into account.
It's part of the problem that it's also a part of a wider problem, which is very often, women feel that there hasn't been enough investment into complaints and things that are actually relate to their reproductive organs. I mean, endometriosis, most doctors will tell you, is very hard to diagnose. But is it really hard to diagnose, or is there just not been enough study and investment in it?
Yeah, I mean,
to find it out?
yeah, I mean, I used to talk about this when I was the Shadow Health Secretary, the gender pain gap is what it's been called by campaigners. And it's absolutely right, I can't remember the statistics off the top of my head, but there's loads of statistics out there which show that the number of women who go to their GP to complain about things and dismissed, and it turns out it's a very dangerous form of cancer, life-threatening form of cancer, or an issue to do with reproductive health, and completely dismissed. So some of it is to do with training, some of it of our health practitioners. Some of it is also to do with the way in which we do invest in our maternity services. I mean, I've lost count of the amounts of times I've been on programmes like this talking about another scandal somewhere in the country about maternal health outcomes, another tragedy in some part of the country where there's been a report about the loss of babies in some unit somewhere which has been sort of not dealt with properly, and there's been a proper inquiry, and we've been talking about the outcome of the inquiry, saying things like this must never happen again, lessons must be learned, but lessons never seem to be learned because there's another tragic situation somewhere else in another part of the country a year down the line somewhere, or something like that. So there is something about these issues. So government ministers of all sides have put in place women's health strategies now, and have usually got various people from the health professions to come in and run these strategies, which are really important. So ministers are aware of this on both sides, but they need to go further and faster.
Okay. Let's talk about Richard Dawkins.